Hello again, YouTube land. Let's try recording this again. My computer was being special just now. I apologize for having the glasses on, but there's several other things I have to do at the same time as I'm doing this. Because this is one of those weeks where Monday and Tuesday are both Monday, in a sense, because there's just that much crap to do. So let's see. I recently listened to my dad's podcast, although I don't know why I say recently. I listen to it every week. And this week is what they call Begathon at WMPG, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's not strictly speaking a marathon, but it's a period of time where, because they're a community radio station, they have to raise money. And the only way to do that is, quite frankly, to beg for it. So all of the programming and planning is around, hey, if you love this station, send us some money. So, at least they're honest about it. I gotta give them that much. So I recorded a brief piece after I listened to my dad's podcast and submitted it to the program director, Lisa. And she emailed me back pretty quickly, actually. I would have thought she'd have been a lot busier. And said, thank you so much for the thoughts. I will see if we can find somewhere to fit this in. Which is sweet of her. What else? The other big news, for me at least, this week is that on Thursday morning, I have a job interview. Yeah! I know. When you haven't been working in a paid position, as long as I haven't been working in a paid position, job interviews are, I don't know, there's something to look forward to, but they're also not something to look forward to. I'm not sure if that makes a huge amount of sense. Excuse me, because you want the job. You want to be earning a paycheck. You want to be productive and, yada yada, whatever. But, excuse me, I also enjoy being a homebody, quite frankly. I do complain about not having enough to do and things like that, but a lot of that comes out of force of habit. Excuse me, more than anything else. I don't know what's wrong with my throat. I've been doing this all week. Comes out of force of habit because I always worked. I moved out on my own when I was 19, when my dad got remarried to my stepmom, and it was problematic at the time, but in the long run, it actually was, even I can admit, the better thing for, excuse me to do. So, I don't know. The thing of it is, though, is that the place I'm doing the interview is the store that Sam works at. And the question I keep getting is, well, wouldn't that be a problem, or wouldn't that be awkward if you worked in the same place together? No. Now, in fair deference, a lot of people probably say that about the idea of working with their spouse in the same company or what have you. And it turns out to be a bad idea, but I'm aware of the potential going in that it could be a bad idea. What I'm also aware of going in is that I wouldn't be working in the same department as Sam, who works in the internet department. I would be working, if, knock on wood, if I get this position, I would be working upstairs around the actual customers and interacting with people. So it wouldn't really be a problem. On a fundamental level, what Sam does and what I'm interviewing to do are pretty diametrically opposite, because he works in the internet department in customer service, which means he don't talk to nobody but a coworker. He deals with a computer, he deals with a phone, and he gets up and he looks for stuff on shelves. I don't mean to oversimplify what he does. He's good at what he does, but part of the reason he so loves his position at work is he doesn't have to deal with people. He gets very shy, and it becomes a stressful situation for him. So this would be the opposite. I would actually be dealing with people face to face, which for me is fine. I like dealing with people face to face. I have no problems dealing with people face to face. I have problems with people who are idiots to my face, but that's never interfered with a employment position for me. I mean, I'm pretty good at keeping that stuff separate. So now it's just a matter of, keeping my fingers crossed and hoping that it goes well and nothing gets cockeyed. And I do like the company. I mean, God, having this many things to do at once is not fair. I like the company. The bookstore that he works at is a place called Housing Works in Soho. I know I've mentioned it before. They're a not-for-profit, and they work with the homeless, people dealing with health issues and disability, LGBTQ, housing issues, a whole range of stuff. And Sam and I both respect the aims and purpose, I guess is what you'd call it, of the company, which is why I've been volunteering there. So, I don't know, fingers crossed. I know, I'm babbling, but I'm not really sure how to enunciate it. There's a lot going on. I'm working on my diet, I'm working on my activity level. The surprise 70 and 80 degree weather here in New York certainly helps me get the frack out of the house. Although, Sam's right. Yesterday it got up to 70, and I was fine. I was a bit on the warm side walking around at Union Square, but I was fine. Today it's supposed to get upwards of 80. So I spent many hours out doing things yesterday, knowing that as it got hotter today, I wasn't going to be leaving the house, in all likelihood. I was going to be cleaning the house, getting groceries, and then coming back upstairs, doing the laundry, which I don't even have to leave the building to do, because we're lucky enough to have one in our basement. Of course, my luck being my luck, I just went down to put the laundry in, and all 3 machines were being used by one person. So, I don't know. I'm going to see what I can get done. I have a list. I always have a list. I don't understand people who don't use to-do lists every day. I really don't, because there's so much on the average person's plate. It baffles me that you would be able to function effectively day to day without a list of what you're supposed to be doing. So I'm a big fan of to-do lists and, daily reminder lists and blah, blah, blah. It's kind of sad how structured for office work I am. But whatever. The position I'm applying for isn't office work, strictly speaking, but it's not entry level either. So there could be office type work involved. But that's fine. I mean, my dad said to me, you got to be careful about jumping into a position like that because it might be a lot to take on and it might be too much. And I said, well, I appreciate the concern, but I mean, I'm not worried. I'm sorry, but I'm not. I've spent so much time doing so many different things, Jack of all trades, mistress of none is what you could call me. But I can hear in my throat that I'm coming down with something. The shifting weather is wreaking havoc between allergy importentia, my asthma, my weight. It's a melee. And I've been up since 4 this morning, and it's 10:30 now. And I'm guessing I probably didn't have enough for breakfast because I don't think, some English muffin and coffee are going to cut it. So I should probably go figure out something to snack on. On the upside, though, I did stop at a GameStop when I was out yesterday and finally use my leftover credit from things that I had sold. The only problem is that when I get really into the game, I have carpal in both wrists. So when I really, really enjoy a game, I can really fuck my wrists up pretty bad. And I'm already in pain. Which goes to show I like the games that I bought. Ah, dear. So, I'm gonna go relax and eat food and drink a lot of water because I've got a headache like I can hardly describe right now. And I'll let you know how the job interview thing goes. Fingers crossed, because paychecks are good things. Alright, yeah, my head is starting to hurt too bad.